herself before they were allowed back inside. When they returned indoors, Jessica was completely unresponsive and unable to stand. Ethan and Courtney continued to strike her with the belt before telling the parents to just get out of sight. James carried his completely naked, soaking wet, and heavily traumatized daughter upstairs. He laid her on a bunk bed, placed a pink blanket over her, left a cup of water, and turned up a space heater because her limbs felt ice cold. Instead of calling for emergency medical help, the parents left her alone in the dark to die because the neighbors told them not to baby her. It wasn't until 12:40 the next morning that James finally dialed 911 to report a domestic dispute and the possible death of a juvenile. When a responding officer entered the home, he found James completely calm. Upstairs, the officer discovered Jessica's lifeless, cold body with her eyes still partially open. Severe deep purple bruising covered her entire body from her neck down to her feet, along with open wounds and ruptured blisters on her legs. Downstairs, the officer found Jessica's 2-year-old brother, Nathaniel, severely beaten and covered in deep bruises across his midsection and thighs. Law enforcement and Child Protective Services immediately swooped in, removing the surviving children from the home. Ethan Mast and Courtney Allmon were immediately arrested and charged. In a shocking display during their initial court hearings, Jessica's mother, Mary, was observed smiling and giggling, treating the proceedings like a joke. Courtney's mother released a deeply controversial public statement, heavily leaning on religious texts and claiming the public did not know the whole story, a move that drew widespread outrage. The legal system handed down severe penalties for the monstrous acts. Ethan Mast accepted a plea deal, pleading guilty to a reduced charge of second-degree murder and was sentenced to life in prison. Courtney Allmon also pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and received a 30-year prison sentence. The parents could not escape their absolute complicity. Both James and Mary Mast faced upgraded charges and were convicted of first-degree murder for failing to protect their children and allowing the slow, agonizing execution of their 4-year-old daughter. Both parents were sentenced to life in prison, ensuring they will spend the rest of their days behind bars for a tragedy that exposed the absolute darkest depths of human cruelty.